Oh, hey folks, how you doing? Sometimes you're not aware of what's going on. Like all of a sudden you wake up and you're in a live stream. Yeah, just kidding. Happy Monday, folks. Traditional markets are coming back today. Obviously, apart from the CMAs that run on Sunday, but the bulk of the markets come back today. And what's going on with Bitcoin? Well, if you've been following my recent videos, you know. First of all, there's a new weekly time frame, new weekly information. Right, the new central weekly range is higher than last week's. That's good. The new central daily range is above the new central weekly range. That's good. The new central daily range is also fairly tight. It's around 0.85% of the asset's value. So it is probably a trending day. And on the 15-minute time frame, you can see very clearly there was a little trending move there when it went up to 106 this morning. 106K, that is, in the first half hour of the day, and the first two 15-minute candles of the day. And a nice little pump up. And yeah, so it is likely to be a trending day, right? And more than just those two little tiny candles. That's not exactly what I would surmise to be a trending day, but look for the probability of more trending moves on the 15-minute and lower time frames, because it will be certainly on the 15-minute and lower, because there will probably be some nice trending movement, especially as we come into the hours leading up to the traditional market open, which of course leads us to the next thing, which is what I've been talking about for days now, for about a week or more, telling you we're going to have a mean reversion, and once it starts, it's going to probably be a very nice move to the upside. Well, it was like at 99K last week, right? And then once that mean reversion began, it was like in the 100 area on Saturday, right? Once it was officially like the high probability that it's happening was already happening on Saturday. Now it's Monday, so it's the third day already of that mean reversion. Hello, say Sui? Sui, okay. Sui, like that. Sui. That reminds me of some pig farmers and also some movies. And if you know, you know. But definitely I know some pig farmers who say that. And also Johnny Cash said Sui in one of his songs, in one of his live performances. And not a girl named Sue, but at the end of a song. If you know, you know. I can tell you, by the way, I tested some large language models recently about that exact same thing. How random is that? And it was telling me, yeah, you'll find it at the end of Girl Named Sue in a bunch of performances. It was saying instead of that, but it's not. It's not. Anyway, so yeah, Bitcoin mean reversion. That 3012 RMLR is like at 120K and rising over the next month. They're telling you that. And it's been continuing to rise, right, since it began that mean reversion. So the statistical odds are very good that we are going to see that mean reversion complete before it hits that third band to the downside on that RMLR again. It like very, very good. Now, of course, is there even a tiny smidgen of a probability that it can go down and touch that band again before hitting the the 3012 RMLR? Yeah, there is. There's a, 0.3% or whatever, that it can touch that band again. And by the way, if it does, then after it stops touching it that time, the odds are, or the probabilities are even more significantly higher that it will go and complete that mean reversion next. So, but in any case, it's right now, there's already like, I mean, you just look at the data, you go back as far as you want, look at the daily time frame. You know, it's when you have a mean reversion in progress, as we do now, what happens is the asset mean reverts. And right now, for the next 30 days, even though you got some down days along the way on the RMLR, the majority of them are up days, and the general direction of the 30-day period is to the upside. That doesn't mean that it's going to take 30 days to complete the mean reversion. No, it could complete it today. You know, it'd have to go up like, what, 10K or something, 14K. It's not like it hasn't happened before. And frankly, for the asset to go up 14K now, is not as big of a percentage move as if it would do that from like 60 to 74. It's a significantly smaller move, right? It's about half the size of the move. Or a little bit more than half the size, but not much more, right? About like 60 or 70% of the size, roughly. So, you know, and it did that, right, on November 5th, right? November 6th, I should say. Pumped up like crazy. Very nicely. Can that happen again? Yeah, absolutely. It can happen again. Just like it can dump out very brutally and harshly, right? We've seen 20%, 30%, 40% moves to the downside on a daily candle. You can just as easily see pumps to the upside. That doesn't mean I expect it to go there today. No, I don't expect it to go there today. But I do expect that it will move towards there over the course of the coming week. And very possibly starting today. You know, it might dip a tiny bit at traditional market open time and then bounce up. And that could easily happen. We see that kind of thing happen a lot. I would not be surprised to see that happen today. But what's most important here is you remember on that bigger picture time frame, that daily time frame, which is a very high time frame. Again, I don't trade the daily, right? But I keep an eye on it as the bigger picture. And I'm aware of what's happening on it, right? And the weekly and all that stuff. Why? Well, because if you have an idea of what's happening on the bigger picture, it helps to know what the lower picture is likely to do, and how the lower time frame is likely to impact the bigger picture. So, for example, we know we have a mean reversion happening. So even if we see a good opportunity for a short, we know that on that short, we have a very clear, like even if it's a huge short, okay, we have a very clear take profit area before the third band to the downside on the 30-12 RMLR of the daily time frame, right? We know that. Like there is no reason to try to hit that band if you're in a short. Because probably it won't. So you can front run it by a few $100 or whatever, even more. Okay, because when you're up at you know, when you're at 100,000 or 95,000 or 92,000, wherever that third band is to the downside, you don't really need to worry about, oh, it's off by $100 or $200 or $300 or $400 or even $500. Who cares? That's less than 0.5%. What do you care? So, yeah. So bear that in mind. as you trade. The mean reversion is happening. Central daily range is above central weekly range. Right? Go see for yourself which of those ranges has been tested already, if any. You see it right there on the VRE chart. If you're in alpha trading, you can see it. I posted it in the general chat. If not, well, guess you could wait for the live stream later today on Rumble, or you could watch the live stream from inside the Discord, which is where we did them originally anyway. We just syndicate them out in real time to other platforms just so people can watch them there. But honestly, like, if we couldn't, we wouldn't. Right? It's just, we do it just so people on other platforms can find us if they want. But really, it's all about who's in the Discord. Like, that's who we do them for. And it's all about educational information for the folks in the Discord who can ask questions or who can just watch and listen and hopefully learn. But really, it's, for you guys to ask questions. And yeah, that starts at 9 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. We'll see how it goes today. I got a million things going on. I'm pretty sure there'll be a live stream today happening as usual, barring any unforeseen circumstances. But there have been some unforeseen circumstances in recent days, so I can't tell you 100% that it'll be happening normally, but it probably will. In any case, you guys have a lovely day, and you bear in mind, the risk management you need to bear in mind, because that's really the most important thing in trading. It's not about strategies, it's not about anything. First and foremost, risk management. Don't put on the table what you can't afford to lose. And don't be so egotistical and cocky that you think, oh, if I lose $1,000 or $2,000 or 10 or 100, if I lose 20, 25% of my net worth, it's no big deal, I can make it back. Believe me, you don't want to be in that situation. We've seen too many people lose all of their capital with that kind of thinking. You don't want to lose any money. Right? Follow the Warren Buffett rule. It's okay to take losses, but you want them to be as small as possible. The way you do that is only trade what you can afford to lose. Don't over leverage your trades. Don't take any leverage if you don't need to. And remember the 3 basic rules of trading. Take your profits early and often. Limit your loss. Don't be emotionally attached to your trades. Those are the 3 rules of trading. You do that, you'll be fine. Especially if you have good risk management. Risk management is like 80 to 90% of your strategy anyway. The rest is just details. Right? You don't need to be a genius to have good risk management and a good strategy. And you technically don't need a strategy. That's the beauty of the VEPs. You actually don't need a strategy, okay? You just need to know how to read the information and see which way it says it's going. And that's the beauty of it. You don't need some silly, London breakout, whatever, strategy. That's all nonsense. It's literally garbage information. And you don't want to be doing that. The best thing to do is learn how to read the VEPs and learn how to take the appropriate action that's relevant to that information. Why? Because the VEPs is leading information. What does that mean, leading information? It means it is information that's out ahead of the pack. Leading information is literally information that's out in front, ahead of the rest of the herd. And if you want to know why that matters, Well, if you're not using leading information, all that's left for you to use, if you're using any information at all, is lagging information. Right? If you're not using information, okay, no problem. Just throw a dart at a wall or flip a coin or just close your eyes and guess. Doesn't matter. You're just, you're gambling. If you're properly trading, you're not gambling. Right? If you're properly trading, what you're doing is you are using the best information available that is mathematically relevant and highly relevant at that. And it's the same kind of information that is used by the high frequency trading firms and the quant shops and all the big trading companies that actually are consistently profitable day in, day out, year in, year out. They're not going to just magically trade using voodoo technical analysis. Oh, there's a triangle here. Oh, but Johnny found another triangle. It looks a little different. No, that's not how it goes. Professional trading firms that are worth their weight in salt, they're not using traditional technical analysis garbage. And when you see these guys on YouTube advertising or doing their videos or whatever, offering you free books about how to learn a strategy or whatever, free courses or courses that aren't free, and to join their little investment club and all this stuff, to learn technical analysis, and they claim they were professional traders for decades. Ask yourself this: why are they selling you a course? Right? Private tutoring is one thing. Okay, private tutoring, people want one-on-one. They want to learn. They want to, get the information and have direct input from a person that can show them example after example and help them really learn it. Okay, that's one thing. But beyond that, courses sold to the masses, not really necessary. Like, if I was ever to sell a course, it would be like on one of those sites where they force you to sell something for at least $1. So I'd literally put it on there for $1, and I'd put, if I could, I'd put the link to where you can find it for free, like our videos, or like my videos, or the where you can get it all for free in our Discord, right? You can learn it for free. If you're smart, if you're really smart, curious, you can go into our Discord with the free tools. You can get the free tools in our Discord, try them out, learn them, see how well they work, ask as many questions as you want, and then when you're done learning that stuff, you can try the free trial of our premium indicators, which is a couple weeks long, and learn like crazy. Spend that time learning. And practice, right? Practice. And then once you're done doing that, getting the premium indicators is really a no-brainer. Like, we don't sell it to people. We just, if you want it, you get it. If you see that it works for you, you'll get it. If you don't see that it works for you, you need to keep practicing, because they're amazing. So that's all I got to say for now. And happy trading, folks. Cheers.